Hey everybody, welcome to eachother.com. I'm Bobby and today we're taking a look at the Flint Hill Goods front rain guard here on our 2009 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. So if you guys are looking for a way of giving yourself a decent little rain guard to go ahead and allow yourself to crack that window for whatever reason, maybe we just, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that, but you're driving along, you got no AC on, no heater, all of a sudden your windows start fogging up, becomes a pain to go ahead and turn on that defroster. Way nicer to go ahead and roll those windows down a little bit in the rain. However, then you're getting rained on, right? Well, not with these guys. We can go ahead and crack it. And that way, no rain can get in, and we're still getting good airflow with it, which is great. So you are having a dark tinted acrylic construction here. That acrylic construction going to make sure it's lasting for the years to come, which is nice. And that dark tint is really nice for when you find yourself inside the vehicle looking out, and that sun's kind of hitting you right there at the top of the horizon. All of a sudden, we can go ahead, give ourselves a little bit of shade, be a little nicer to our eyes. So first things first, you guys are probably either going to have to remove your old ones or just roll down your windows if you're going to go ahead and install them brand new. Now if you do have your old ones, you are going to have that adhesive. All we have to do, pull it down, work it out, and then bend it to the side. Makes it really easy. And then what we want to do, go ahead and try and get as much debris out of there with a finger as you can. And then we need to go ahead and take our included alcohol wipe and start prepping this. So let me go ahead and grab that and we can do that together. So we're going to have our little alcohol prep here. Now it only comes in this little tiny strip. Really nice to go ahead and put around a finger. Insert it and just kind of wipe it around where all of our adhesive is going to be. And you guys can see definitely a lot of gunk in there that we definitely want to get out. I'm going to go ahead and repeat that process just a little bit, maybe counterfold it so I'm not getting that dirt in there. And of course, if we're putting our rear ones in, we'll make sure we also are putting our alcohol swipes on. But for just our front here today, all I need to do is make sure I'm getting almost all that out. Now, one thing I'll suggest, you can see this isn't going to go very far. So maybe getting yourself your own little rag or cloth and then putting the 70% isopropyl alcohol on it can be very helpful of making sure you have enough to get all of your window. So while we let our alcohol prep dry, we can just go ahead and begin to remove our red adhesive or stripping that's blocking our adhesive. So it can be a little tricky to get to. Just try to get a fingernail underneath it or two. Try to avoid pulling up your adhesive as you do it, and then just take the rest off. All the way. Now what I like to do at this point too is to make sure I'm not actually putting any contact in my adhesive pad, as I actually want it waiting until it can be nice and sticky there on the inside. So with our adhesive open and the red tape removed, we can go ahead and insert it. We want to start here down at the bottom towards our mirror, trying to insert these guys. Now as you do insert this, make sure that you're pushing in towards your vehicle. Why that is, we don't want our adhesive actually activating until we have it in place, right? So I'm keeping away from the ledge that I want it to adhere to. Now as I go to push this in, come back down here to the middle, or the bottom I should say. I want to make sure this is out towards the side here. We actually have a little cutout. It might be hard to see if you guys want to get an angle shot right there of what we're looking for. You can kind of see we have a little cutout to make sure we're away from our window. Otherwise, this could roll up and actually break our rain guard. So that's definitely something to watch. But now that we have it pretty well situated for ourselves, I'm just going to do a couple last little checks here going around. But now I want to pull it towards me and be pushing this adhesive against the inside of my windowsill here. That way it actually starts binding and holding itself in place. So we're going to hold this position for about 30 seconds to a minute, and then we actually are going to need to open up our door and roll up some windows, but we're almost there. So all we need to do now is actually roll up our window. We're going to roll it up and down about 5 times. So while we're doing that, pushing it up, making sure we're fitting itself right. And as I go up, we want to watch the sides here, making sure we're not having interaction. So I'm going to go ahead and continue rolling up. First thing we're looking at here is the bottom towards the mirror. Again, we make sure that we're not pinching that, and we're just simply pushing it to where we want it. And as we get towards the top here, I'm just going to go ahead, double check everything, make sure everything's not pushing itself off at all. You can hear it a little bit over here. Let me make sure that this is nice and tucked in up here. We don't want it catching itself, and we want it to actually stay in position. So that looks good. Now I can roll this up the rest of the way. One more push. Trying to get out of the track of that window can be very helpful. And it seems to be catching itself in this top corner here. So sometimes this happens and you just need to kind of push it. Make sure we're getting it as far away from that window as we can, so that way it actually has room to slide into. And again, just rolling up our window. So we're just simply going to roll this up and down a couple times, trying to make it fit right. Again, kind of watching that corner. I'm getting a lot of flex on here, and that's just simply because we're trying to make room, right? Our window's pushing that in. So about 1 or 2 more times here. And then on our last push up here, we're actually gonna hold it in position. So I'm gonna do 1 more time. And then I can go ahead, hold it here in this position. We don't need to go too crazy, but now that we're nice and secure, we're looking good. I just want to double check all of my points of contact again, make sure I don't have any gaps or anything. But yeah, looks like we're nice and installed on our front. Well, we went ahead and got them installed, as you guys can see, of course. Didn't really take us too much time. The one thing I'll say, be very, very careful as you are setting it in. Just watch it as that windows goes up. That way you're not cracking and damaging your guards. But it really doesn't take too much time, as you guys saw. And I really, really like it here on the inside. I can see where I'd get a really good gap here. I could open up my window. I really like the shade, too. That is kind of perfectly aligned right there where that sun would be right. Now I'm not going to have to bring this over right away. I have a little bit of shade, which is excellent. So really do like how those work, and they don't take too much time at all to get installed. So not much to it, just gives you a nice little guard to go ahead and prevent any a little bit of that rain from actually getting inside, which is great. Otherwise though, guys, I think that about does it for our look here today at the Flint Hill Goods front rain guard here at eTrailer.com on our 2009 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. I'm Bobby. Thank you for watching.